All right, I was here hi at Pinaxtv. We have a lot of updates. I did Bremo and area. Hana Obi Baby said president and our former presidents Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. See den and a papano. Oh yeah. Yes, a lot of people be moving say we in a Jumano or Cotton but currently the news are eba and say Commonwealth. See more appointed no say ono and lead a delegation to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh na Juma Ben and omo ekwakodi wo ho omo kwakoye election observers enti say presidents Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo wie adwuma na nsian na obo a the New Patriotic Party mo mutimi wie omo primaries wo honom enti what is next for presidents former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no and mede amount se idea or Bangladesh Commonwealth team omo koye election observers or no and omo chairman odi omo anim alongside with nipa dumienu omo free different countries with political background. Be a lawyer, some are journalists, some are people, social workers, any idea. So that is what we have on our screens. Arrived in Dhaka, Bangladesh, as chair of the Commonwealth Observer Group to observe pre-poll arrangements ahead of the country's parliamentary election and referendum on February 12th. And this is a post by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Angasa on his X handle. After that, and also there is another post, and also every Commonwealth for, and also Eba Eno, and then what Asieho, honum. So that is what is coming. That is from this one is from Commonwealth. As we are here to affirm the Commonwealth's solidarity with the people of Bangladesh. The Commonwealth Observer Group has begun its observation of pre-poll arrangements ahead of Bangladesh's parliamentary election and referendum. Tiwuhu Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and some other people are free Bangladesh, free different countries omako pm Bangladesh mo ena yehu omo honom no. It's on your screens. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo honom. There are some other countrymen and as other people are free different countries. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no and chairman be free Antigua and Barbuda almost so ebi so free Canada omo eka team no ho ebi so free Fiji almost so eka team no ho Malaysia, Mauritius, Sierra Leone for nyina and Singapore, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Uganda, UK for eka ho bi na Zambia for omo edi omo delegations by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and chair honom. And since 1966 Commonwealth almost started so call Bangladesh 1996 almost started so call Bangladesh now marco observe your elections. This is the 6th time omuko PM or Bangladesh. Now currently Bangladesh year election for parliamentarians. So parliament there has been a review in their constitution. So there's a referendum. So the entire nation has to vote. And this election pre-poll activities say they ballot papers and I say electronic how they will be able to distribute all these equipments, all these documents on the idea Commonwealth for they have to observe it. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo onu dey di omo animo omo kohwe se sa niema we nyina will reach where it is supposed to reach. Nina authentication authenticate who say all the documents that are being distributed and also it is in good shape and I say it has been verified and say equipment on the election in also led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the team also mo hwe ehunu say yes indeed bibia added an equipment ni nyina adwuma kama enti no and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no and as a dear odi animu na wakwakohwe ama bibia akoso ye ewo Bangladesh honum. It is say yon Nana Addo tifie onye adwuma bia currently obo adwuma asese ono na LED Commonwealth Observer Team omoko piemu ewo Bangladesh no. And that is the update coming in from Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the former president of the Republic of Ghana. Yeah, transem no so na ye de amamo ye call National Sports Authority na anopay butu wo honoma. A lot of people were not understanding what is going on. And the National Sports Authority, which is led by Akufo-Addo, or no almost secretariat ena ene entokwa pa esi ewo honom na obebisa se den na ekoso ya ampofo ankra bae no obo adwuma ye pitches any stadiums near the obo adwuma e hono ye hye den nya ne ho asem bebre kan na the other side ye ka ne ho nsem pa bebre eye ne recruitment na ensema ya bobo ne se wafa nkofo dunsun bi. There has been a new recruitment our NSA ho nipa 17 na wafa omo the board of National Sports Authority omo abono kokose on revoke omo appointment ni nyina on san revoke ni nyina. So that is what we have on our screens. Chaos at Ghana's National Sports Authority as the board orders Director General Akufo-Addo to revoke the appointment of 17 staff he employed without due process. That is the very first part of it. Say he employed them without any due process. Following a retreat in Adam, Mr. Ankra was given a deadline of February 6th to revoke their appointment. And by February 6th, etwam and ye share say, omo wafa omo ni nyina enka onyi omo emfiri ho and I say onyi omo appointment ni emfiri omo nsem. Enti as at ene Monday yi ye ti ha ye kase ya no papa na eno omubowura eye ne office ho because ene date ye 9th enti wo hwa enu esi somewhere Friday no ena o senka o revoke sa appointment no enti omo so board ni di omo bo hye so e make sure say sit na twam na se wan revoke a omo be call office ho na omo akọ so eye mehem wo ho enti anopay it took the intervention of the Ghana Police Service and omo bo omo ho ekopie mo NSA office e ma adwobro kakra e baaye e wo honom na ene se omo ya ampofo ankra Mr. ya ampofo ankra e recruit omo currently no most of them omo powers ayede am omo no ebro eye Mr. ya ampofo ankra na akasa ne deputies ebro omo so those people are omo menka ne say omo portfolios ayede am omo no omu tumi ya de ahwe omo sa no edoso anase bro omu di directly under your ampofo anka the deputies no eno any idea board no so omo ani nje ho the other side of it and so they say there are some positions bia omu susu say ya ampofo anka ankasa ekreti ye ewo NSA ho a enya de say omo ani nje ho and they do not exist since the inception of the NSA no positions bia ni ho a ye wo hot so non-existence portfolios and as positions and ya ampofo ankra allegedly o create here or NSA or recruit nipa mako dunsom. The other side of it also talks about the fact that a finance ministry and omo eje and some way be to man say omo de be clearance so you can go ahead and then recruit say the controller and accountants general ombetimi etuaka every ho enti na ni nyina due processor papa no one firm Mr. Ampofo Ankra one firm wo ho enti board no omo any ange recruitment no omo ahye ne say onye na onsesa no emfiri ho enti anopay de na there was a lot of chaos wo NSC ho enti these are the updates ayede premo quickly no yenko Reverend Kofi Odro ho ni emfa update efiri honum emre papa ne ya sorry enra na on say ono no oya sorry bia na de chia on except bia definitely a better trend na we go straight to Baba Jamal I also East constituency ono na NPP candidate obego NDC candidate obego ginem e de ama NDC ewo 3rd March 2026 by election e because why also East no ono Baba Jamal and as a CAD omo yi no say omejam there has been a lot of people talking about the candidacy in this year yi no na Prophet Kofi Odro e de no kan for papa no ho papa no grantee interview bia na otiremu a ono every year bi otimi set aside 2 million Ghana cedis ode be yes na ema ibi ema this year de ode hwe koye election no enti papa ne tese na o se da bi unya ska no hen yenko tie Reverend Kofi Odro ye ba na abeto so e de amam wo ho.
A little video yesterday my heart bled of a young man speaking after sharing televisions to people for vote. And then his comments is every year I put 2 million aside and I give it as gifts. Where did you get the 2 million from? What do you do Let God allow you, that voice, to stay in opposition for 12 years. And let's see if you can produce a kobo. So where did you get the 2 million from? The Holy Ghost is restraining people, but they don't. Chairman will be paid big price. I did a survey on Nigerian politicians. God, I'm telling you, with the 2 million toll. And dear Jumana, we want to know, does GRA know that you produce 2 million Ghana cedis, and have you paid taxes on it for this nation? The impunity of politicians talking nonsense to citizenry because they gave you privilege and opportunities. They give you a place to sleep. They pay you. They give you appointments. They pay per diem. And you spit in their face like this. You put down 2 million. Where did you get that? Where do you need 2 million? Almost 6 million. Almost 10 million. 100 million. God!
See, that was also Akufo-Addo, Reverend Akufo-Addo, in some of the Etuja, Ewo Hochrimwa. 2 million Ghana cedis a hey, and Baba Jamal in Yanwa was set aside as gifts. Into your mom ban and chain, a betchiano near day, or mobile was so pekka crade momo, Ewo Ho, and Tiano. Anna, Reverend Akufo-Addo, Etremwa on Tiasie. Where do you get those monies from? Udi churches, Kadima for as gifts. Na Empono. Usikana obe realizes how 2 million Ghana cedis no one. Oye den na unya ye. Say your juma bi na akoye ya. Do you pay taxes on that 2 million? And you say your gift, ubetu ya gift tax. Say your juma ena oye ye na unya ye. Ubetu ya income tax. Say salary imponi ye tu ama wa akodu 2 million na. Ubetu ya PAY ni ade. And a lot of questions. And na Reverend Akufo-Addo ebisa Baba Jamal. Ono and a former Ghana's ambassador to Nigeria, High Commission to Nigeria. Ono and a Reverend Akufo-Addo ebisa na sasem say 2 million no omu enya wo hen omu de 6 million omu de 10 million omu de enya mai we na ne de aba abonte a obisa se onya sika no e wo hen na se e ma even 8 years mpo seko opposition. Will you be able to raise 2 million? No? That is the question. Reverend Akufo-Addo of Alabasta, Obisa Baba Jamal, Ewo Honum. Yes, still in Ayawaso East, by election Abekosono, NPP, almost the Omo candidate Aba. Na asam no said na NDC on expect sen kama me bet me akọ on post no Baba Jamal free Nigeria eba ya obe stand ya allegedly TV chichene ade na isika chiche bi won vote buying bi e course wo ho no NPP de omo ese omo nto aba into the third vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party Alhaji Osman Masaudu na okasa ewo NPP omo committee meeting bi omo ewo Ayawaso East honomo a omo endorse omo ankasa omo candidate for the 3rd March election ebe koso ewo honiti Baba Ali Yusuf ono na the New Patriotic Party omo endorse no wako unopposed no primaries omo no ewo honti Baba benka say Alhaji Osman Masaudu ede ninsem etu dwa kire mu se wanto aba no amfa ama Baba Aliya na ye say wato aba na to agu osanso she President John Dramani Mahama say Baba Jamal omuhwehwe ninsem no prosecution ye gotie the 3rd vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party Niemra CCA
to prosecute Baba Jamal because of vote buying. This is a clear criminality. This is a clear criminality. If the NDC think they are not competent, they are competent. They are not incompetent. They should call Baba Jamal to order. They should let the special prosecutor to prosecute Baba Jamal, to jail him for the incompetence, for what he exhibits in Ayawaso East of vote buying. Salam alaikum. So if he says someone is mental, we have 2 different types of mental. We have the ferrous mental and then the non-ferrous mental. The ferrous mental are mental that contain ions. And the Pharaoh's mental are mental that do not contain ions in them. Baba Ali is a mental that contain iron. And Baba Jamal is a mental that do not contain iron. He's an empty barrel. Mutana ayawasu is Mugode Maala. Yo, I get Greater Accra. Dugana Bakidaya. Kaso Kachi, Greater Accra ni Hedemo. Saje Eastern region, Akotia, ya reject Baba Jamal. Wallahi, winning Baba Jamal, ayawasu Easternga, ya goda NDC na chicken town bomb, NDC Basuda live in ayawasu East. Mesa, don't see ayawasu East. Ba one namihi, ba one party member, ba one mekokari, say rejected stone. Rejected liar, a rejected liar that has consistently in a Jema Mutane Kufita Kuikaria, Baba Jamal in our record, in a Jema Mutane Kufita Unkunga Bakin Rago, Kuja Farine, Unkunga Fari, Kuja Bakine, Doshi Wanga Mutuza Kamuna, Daga Ayawa Sunimanga, Nima, Zakamuna Makariati, the Zazoya Koya Mayara Mukaria, Yajamu. Wallahi ayawasu is babu yada kucha babu yada basi kubari kai Baba Jamal
enti Alhaji Osman Masaudu ena okote ne nkano na oka hausa kakra ho kyeremu a NDC atena konwa no so ache na se mosa ekoso ato aba no de Baba Jamal ma ne betena so sesie ya na yese ayawasu east momo hono mote time bomb so because eniema omo be ba ye wo hono nyaade amani ebeje ho ewo ho enti mo hwe na mo ato aba no amfa ma eye Baba Jamal ewo ho na osanso kasafa non mental metal na papa no parka no nti monto mo ase why confused that relax kakra enti okasa about non-ferrous metal and then ferrous metals are o kire ebi kuta iron na Baba Jamal de iron bia ni mu de ni mu eye eden a obetimi ato aba e de amano eye Baba Ali Yusuf ono eko on a post in the with the tickets of the New Patriotic Party okwa ginem e de ama eye the New Patriotic Party Wayawasu East 3rd March 2026 and a by election no bekoso ewo Ayawasu East honum na eho anso no say kire mu se Baba Jamal vote buy na aba obi e ka ho asem no e yade a entwa yie enti omo de anase NPP 31st January omo elections omo ye nche bia ama OSP de abetu dwa se ono oba behwehwe nsem ni wu afra 5 candidates ni nyina Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne ade se omo so allegedly amanfo tuetu scan ade ono so de nani akere the 3rd vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party Alhaji Masaudu so de nani akere NDC fo nim se omo so de ekoso na nse amna se memene dey ekoso ema Baba Jamal ko gina bi ama omo maka ensu ko gina sika chiche bi bam ebi mu chiche sika 32-inch television motorbikes yesi de oche motorbike no allegedly or no oche motorbike na allegedly yewe no enya 42 oche 132 motorbikes yewe no enya 42 ni mafo we kire oshege enti eno ene ensemo a yekoso a Alhaji Masaudu ono ene da screens so for the New Patriotic Party the 3rd vice chairman or the abetu just said the president President John Dramani Mahama onhwe na said the OSP so very ensem no onhwehwe mu enkosi ase na de oso mo de eye Baba Jamal bia omofanye no empo so mbe revoke ni win no ewo hono mo a eno mponko ebe omo de say ye beji win na free na say ye besa akọ abanu bio ye besa akọ ni bio na ye free and fair because ono de ohun say people paid money to be voted for eti eno enye eye free and fair ewo ho ye nim say Baba Jamal so ono ne ho nsem bebre President John Dramani Mahama ka say wa revoke and I say we yin free high commission ho no dodo na especially MPP for say papa ye adwuma no agasa no ejai dada enti nsem a president dia beto dwane de omo ntia ase enti Ayawasu East NPP omo ede omo candidate aba saa so no omo frɛ President John Dramani Mahama say onko hwehwɛ Baba Jamal mo omo nsem votes buying allegations so ewo ni ma Ayawasu East no onko hwehwɛm ewo honom enti this is coming from the New Patriotic Party. Na achem esuom konti hina wo ho Achim ye ka achim de na is eastern region nti kwanti na owo achim esrom nana boadi amponim obodade the third or the same betu dwa fa Kennedy Akuffo kwa Japan ho ono de na asem nyina ne senke be ya Kennedy Akuffo kwa Japan ka on retirement because the political career no as Kennedy Akuffo kwa Japan no so ono de ohu ne sa ba wiye the very time odi na dwuma to ho se MP no one na ba wiye because he had a force to reckon with. Sir Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo hoyi the fast rising Dr. Brian Champion so wo hoyi de papa no odensem ato Kennedy Akuffo kwa Japan nim tie enko ne enko tie nana nana Boadi Amponim Obodade the third achemasuom kontihene ne amra sese.
I don't think it's a failure. The fact that he tried ascending the highest seat of the land. But he must begin to think a bit more about whether he should still be in politics. Because I'm going to be very brutally honest and tell him that he doesn't stand a chance. He should just retire. He should call it quits. His career has been killed. It has been killed by Dr. Bawumia. It has been killed by a certain rising Dr. Brian Champion. It has been killed by those in the shadows queuing up. And so the best for him will be to go away somewhere, enjoy, rejuvenate, and then enjoy his life. He's been in politics for a very long time, and I'm sure he will enjoy a life without politics. If he should come back, it may probably end up like engineer Kwabena Ejeye Japan, the votes will keep diminishing until he fades into nothingness. So it's better he saves his strength. It's better he saves his money and his time. One thing I realized was that Honorable Kennedy Japan, in the contest of, going over 200,000 delegates within 3 months, it had a very deep effect on him. He looked frail. He looked like he was really stressed. He looked like an old man all of a sudden. And maybe it's good that he lost, because if 200,000 delegates 3 months could make him look this bad, then 3 years campaigning over about 35 million people, culminating in 2028 elections, it might kill him. It might. I mean, he looked so bad that if it actually had continued, maybe we wouldn't have had a good news. So it's better he does a lot more introspection, goes away, enjoys his businesses and his money, and lives a life without politics.
Enchi nana Boadi Amponim Obodade the third ono ne de nsem atodwa kire mu a se nipa 200,000 eftimi ema Honorable Kennedy Akuffo kwa Japan o sebi ne so tesa wo honom dia na imagine the 35 million population of Ghana oboka ko jirem 2028 elections. Papa no, he was very blunt and no kire mu a say this might kill him. That is what nana no edi etudwa ho na oto aso Echo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so nchen. A lot of people were asking, say, hey, na Dr. Bawumia, Papa, you are any day, deɛ no ɔde ayɛ no panti a papa yi ɛkasa fa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho ɛsa no ɔde nsɛm bi ato dwa about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sa so owie asa tunifo akyerɛ no kwan a ɛbɛtumi aboa na ma na di nkonim na 2028 paa deɛ ɔkyerɛ mu ɛbɛyɛ den kakra nti yɛnkɔ tie nsɛm ɔka fa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho nneɛma sisiɛ.
Dr. Bawumia is nothing but a perpetuation of the Akufo-Addoization of the NPP and the presidency. Let me repeat if I went too fast. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is just a perpetuation of the Akufo-Addoization of the NPP and the presidency. You asked me if he will be able to win in 2028. And I say yes. He will be able to win come 2028 if the exchange rate, which they carried from 4 cedis to the dollar to 17 cedis, is exceeded to, let's say, 25 to 30 cedis per dollar, then people will start calling for him to come back. He can win if the interest rate, which was 40%, and it's now 16%, goes above that 40% to, like, let's say 50 to 60%, then they will say, oh, okay, NDC is not performing well, and so let's give Dr. Bawumia the opportunity. He can win if the debt to GDP ratio, which they left at 93%, is exceeded. He can win if the impunity, the arrogance, the pomposity of the Akufo-Addo era is surpassed. Yes, he can win. He can win if the looting, the thievery, the corruption, the mismanagement is exceeded. That $97 million is thrown into a hole somewhere. That $31 billion is siphoned out of the country into accounts overseas in the guise of imports. That 1.4 billion criminal enterprise. That 11.9 million Pualugu Dam scam, in which he himself has his name mentioned. And whilst all these monies were boomeranged into the Ejapa phenomenon, so that they could have enough money sitting somewhere for the future of their descendants. Kolebu dialysis department needed just 4 million Ghana cedis. And they pretended they didn't have money. And so 19 people had to die needlessly. Such wicked people. A lot of pensioners had to lose their lives. When all this looting, all this corruption, all this is exceeded, then you can tell me that Bawumia has a chance to win, and he will win. But this NDC, with the performance we've seen so far, tells us all that it will not happen. A lot of people wonder why he came back. Has he come back just to continue the looting? Has he come back so that he can bump up the number of ministers from 58 to the 126, which they argued was the number they could run this country with? Has he come back to collapse more banks and savings and loans and make people lose more jobs.
Right. Enti Nana Obo Dade the third ono ene ekote ne nsem continue wo achim asuom and nchiremu dodo na ode eba ne kira campaign message a omo edeba 2020 Emma CD no ahode omo ba na 4 cities ekoya akodru 17 cities enei it is ranging between 9 and 10 but dodo na say the power belongs to Abochi Ewoho, but then still now the performance of the NDC no na nana chiremu ebeyire say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia NPP besaba I just say something changes bibi asesa ansa and ebia Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia betimi ewini wo ho okasa fa interest rate ho okasa fa debt to GDP and also okasa fa ho chiremu say baby ano omo aban mu na da ana ema ahokyere wo Ghana ha ne ade no agi se bibi asi ewo President John Dramani Mahama ban mu ansa ena ebetimi ama omo ana say NPP ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia etumi ewini election no ewo ho entina na boadi amponim oboda the third achimasuom kontihene ono ena de nsem we etu dwa enti ono de ensem ha no because obobo ya kodru kolebu de time na omu hia sika dia some 1 or 2 be they pretended they didn't have it and no ne someone na they tudwa chiremu at a point ye nyina ye hu se na sika wo ho na sa time no omo na ye say omo fa ma because say you run your mind na me nkofa me personal sika mfa me to say emfanye we na say emfanye we that is what nana no party wo mo san so kire say the New Patriotic Party nana do danko Akufo-Addo omo pese omo de nanim ene edi party nanim wo ho eno so yade a emwa enti so wutimi reset party no ehunu say this is NPP eno de fine 2028 omo betimi ewini wo ho enti continue wo acheme so nana body amponi moboda the third ono ene de ensem we etudwa na COP Kofi Boache dodo na omotepe no na nka papa yi omeya IGP ni ade adwuma boy wo Kumase any ade a lot of people were tipping him as the IGP senko betimi abeya IGP wo Ghana hana oko East Legon Spintex overpass ayeye ncheye na amafo bi esi dan wase na papa na ko stop yo mo da quickly no yenko hesa video no ye ba ne abetoa so wo honom ti yenko East Legon Spintex overpass na se ne emra sisi
where yeah how do
All right, so on your screens, the ekohe no ebi mu no start say omu si dan say yes store so sense hotel no mu si overpass na see untimi nkyere nti on your screens still na video no etwagu wo ho no uhwa ya 2 blocks ewo be fancy floor na yagu ewo overpass na se no omu ato blocks and oma feel inside nti on your screens ye nyina na ehwe oma feel inside no and omato blocks ewo ho say unim we say unim so mu si stores hotel o say na make no enti no na COP Kofi Boache fa ho no ma o cost of pay adwuma no mo ye wo ho no odwe ho be bia won ti ase ene me can say most of our bus stops obekọ na ebi mu ton kube ebi ton ayi ebro ya toton ebi ton ebi ye momo ni ade wo ho bypass and as overpass ayaye enche kama East Legon Spintex obi ekosi dan wase no odwe ho ba bia onti ase enti no na COP Kofi Boache fa ho no a okosto pay omo ye adwuma wo ho no ma eno so etimi aye kama kakra wo ho no enti yes that is the update wo Ghana a lot of people were talking say omo nti ase senior maybe say koso people started talking about timer Kwame Nkrumah started building Ghana say utimi za papa ne breye because ani maybe say odwe ho a wonti ase obadwe ho a wonti ase say bypass and overpass ye ncheye na wa start see a dying any ade. It's a lot of people were not really happy with a DNA Koswa, COP Coffee Boache, or also so FA Honmoa, or call Estope or more Ejuma or more air and make sure say they will pack everything from a year site or a crying almost site or message be idea free a year overpass na say I see a pair and a more a diesel jumano a honum na say pokwase interchange obekona ebimu wofufu and nyamia drum and a yetimi e stop pay omo na say ansa wom kwan so ayaye o mfifi pe baby a hoye service lane no and obi so to kokko ene yibaye ene kobi na odenkati aka ho ono so to turn the ho odwe ho baby a onte ase. It is even dangerous for nipa no wabeshi dwa ho no. So still Ghana ni ebekwa ko dis adwuma no ho a thanks to COP Kofi Boache Spentex East Legon overpass na obi air try so besi dan ho no wato afa ho no akoye bibia wo ho. Now back to a new patriotic party is Ayawaso East by election ebekoso no John Boadu men can say chairman hopeful see or call for the chairmanship position in the new patriotic party after some my primaries na we know or the same be atudwa about NPP for or shamobo or say a bokese bi a wa show mo e wo honom ti quickly ne enko tie John Boadu ne some of the tudwa committee meeting omo ye Ayawaso East ni ma ho no na yemra sisi e ba ye nchemu be mamo.
It's a new generation.
Unsa ensi form da. Ya ba opposition kakra. Na the thing say opposition ayaba no me ka kira mo say ye nche wo opposition no. If you say dede bebre a NDC 4 year ye be ye ejuma ye be ye ne miensa nipa miensa be ye ejuma 24 hours. Ye be ye say ni nyina ye hu say enya ade a omu betumi aye nka ye bompa ye so betumi aye na ye mrantie ne mabawa no enya adwuma no ba de na nkasa kra no omo antwe ho ansa omo ka kire Ghana fo nti afei no mo so mo kote second said the omo ye a cocoa farmers yan to omo cocoa from November facing for the first time in the history of our country, you know. Cocoa farmers, Edi Bronya, Omo Indibi, NDC 40, Omo Indi Bronya. And then, Omo Mudia Pro, our problem. Omo Mudia Mo, our problem. Because dollar now about from no, a positive for baby. Baby, Honswa, a very negative. It is a crazy not over billions of dollars. Ya reserve Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Fiti Kwame Nkrumah Prez so ebedu se Nana Addo ba ye no. Na ya reserve ya wonyina ye gold reserve no. Na ya 8,000 tons per 8 tons per 8 tons. For the first time they increasing it from 8 tons to 32 tons. And then buy ye no. See gold board then gold in Manaka 18 tons. At the time gold prices no air cost no na ye don you gold I want. I pray yourself and then now be a gold. I back in the sika. It may travel buy less airway. Me name more better constituency ha. Me name more better constituency ha. Na ya ko fie na me ka kira mo say Volta yenya e wo constituency ha no Buba Ali yɛne na ayɛ adwuma no ɔbɛnya vote no ma na aboro so sɛ yɛnua na ɛne a moyɛ ba prime minister mokyɛ abɔnike mokyɛ kosua na kosua na yɛduro anaasɛ ɛyɛ dɛn sɛ kosua no yɛduro a Baba Ali will dress so Saman Bo Negro in the man. Enter the NDC 2020 New Patriotic Party. Nyamia Domia presidential candidate Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Domusrono na ye no ye apa ye be ka na ti me dem say musumo be ka papa ali bi eti inshallah ye tumi akọ election sa ye be wie no ye nyina ye be ni be ti we duma kase a ye nyina ya ye Yakobon sira bo
enti John Boadu ono chairman hopeful for the New Patriotic Party ono na de nsem etu dwa kire mu a Baba Ali Yusuf ono ene obi a momfa moni entono na monto aba no emfa emma no na de NDC for ye memne de twa mu na de eye huruhurada sembi no mu edi wo honom upo obi obetimi agina mu ato aba ne yie anasa obetimi agina mu ahwe ayawaso east amatemamufo ho ato mu a Baba Ali Yusuf ono no betimi aginam ede ama the New Patriotic Party ama ayawaso east for omo ho atomo ewo ehonom enti osa kire mu se party New Patriotic Party no party bi a ode ho domo a wonsa ensi form da opposition kakra bi no makọ na enche bia ombesa so aba ewo honom a John Boadu the Megan is a chairman hopeful or no edinism about to dra ewo honom 80 yes. The New Patriotic Party or more more candidate for the Ayawaso East election up against Baba Jamal or also NDC and some brain Baba se Baba Jamal de nonka or more nullify election or honum and so yedasu di echire aye follow and as we speak now the New Patriotic Party or more Baba Ali Yusuf NDC is also Baba Jamal honum enti no any updates I dey premo from Nima Ayawaso East by election a ebekoso ho nomono na Nima ho abio Ayawaso East Nima fo akeka omo ze Nima fo omo keka omo ho saa omo ne maamo bi fo omo ka bom keka omo ho saa ehu na omo akasa ede atin tesukoko akire fifi ave kwete NDC General Secretary se papa no hwe ne ho yie because omo atete se abana ye to ye no omo odin sama beto dwa se omo twam ne enkoto no foforo because of the votes buying allegations ne ade na Baba Jamal win ye no enye legitimate enye kwan papa so no fa ye win ye Nima boys na babonten edin sama beto dwa ascend a strong warning yenkotie Nima for no the constituents of Ayawaso East ye NDC for ne emra sisi
say me country obi a e Ghana ha say election aye e wa Nima no e peaceful election na e peace na election no ma obi mfa ntokwa bi emfa mba Ghana me catch them 50 quote my friend 3 times and I also know and the crop for no mo yesa me dunyankopo mamu create problem manima and mamu NDC no problem NDC no problem 50 quote me dunyankopo mamu ba NDC no problem e nima e waso who they release about election aye wa Ghana since Kwame Nkrumah if na 50 quote who say the chadieda if na who 50 quote who say the chadieda MPP election NDC election the chabi bia ma delegate one kind of 50 quote onim everybody because who say 100 million 50 quote who and the man for no in fact to Nima for man go NDC why Baba Jamal man go NDC I don't understand why Baba Jamal 50 quote man go NDC Only my brother, Bransana, Muba Power, Namunia position at you. Munia Moja, sure. And Sana Munia Power, then I did this power. Between your coupon, Fifu Quete, Jiwano for feeding my so. Mekabibia.
Fifu Quete. You know
something to be your Bia.
We are one family. We don't want any division.
Yeah, please.
We don't want any division. We are all one family. If not because of politics that came and divided us, we are all one family. So don't try to bring any
problem,
any tribalistic or hypocrisy or darkness in Ayawaso. We don't want it. We don't want it.
Why
Baba Jamal?
Why Baba Jamal?
You need to bribe people
Why Baba Jamal?
become MP.
Baba Jamal.
We don't want that.
Baba Jamal.
It's I also know people that came and bribe people at the election ground. I have witness. They came and bribe people of $3,100. I have witness. I swear, I have witness. So we don't want any division. I also East. So be on your lane. I also know be on your lane. Don't come to our lane.
Obia Cheska and Obia my dear. Obia my dear. Mamu yesa.
Oh,
Jaja,
soon
Jaja, Fifi Quete, Obia Ninano, Mfafi, Nima Ayawasu, consequences. Mikabibia.
Soon names will be coming out. Wallahi. If they like, they should send us to court. We have witness. Wallahi.
Enti the constituents of Ayawaso East nomdi omonsem to dwa wo ho kire mu a fifi ave kwete ne campaign a wa start say election omo ye na Saturday no nkie ntwam no onhwe nhu ye because election dey obi a che bibi baabi a be ko bia since Kwame Nkrumah pen so say dem rantie ni kire mu no election bia ye be ye bia na ye chiche bibi wo ho ye chiche bibi kakra anya hwe be say jefa car nefa ekopiem ewo electoral area ho and I say police station e go toaba enti enya de say new amanfo chiche sika obia che sika no bi omo ewo witness omo evidence ewo ho no ma e kire say obia che sika no bi nya baba jama nkwa na che sika no bi nti omo empenema fififi awekwete ne nsemo a oye no onhwe na wanfa saa ama megu party no ewo nima Ayawaso East honom na baba jama ankasa so the release aba etiremu a ensem a mo ka fa no ho ena ochiche ska wachiche de den wa votes by 32-inch TV wachiche wo ho no ne ade nyina wo se no kura bi anim enti ono de order president ase say o man no call Nigeria ko serve as a high commissioner for Ghana e Nigeria na se see de wa back say obeba no baba be parliamentarian e dey ma Ayawaso East for it quickly ne enko ne hwe baba Jamal release or the buy no enti we as baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed has denied allegations of votes buying following the NDC parliamentary primaries in Ayawaso East, stating he has not engaged in any electoral malpractice and is ready to fully cooperate with investigations. He also expressed gratitude to the president for the opportunity to serve as Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria and thanked the NDC in Ayawaso East for the confidence reposed in him ahead of the March 3, 2026 by-elections. It's way any updates na dem to quickly no yanko na press release na baba Jamal ankasa edeba abontia odi kiremu se ono de oni boni bia onye hwe onye vote buying bia ewo honom ti ye hwe free baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed NDC parliamentary candidates East Ayawaso constituency. Press release was my attention has been drawn to a communique signed by the spokesperson to the president and minister for government communication recalling me as High Commissioner to Nigeria based on an allegation of votes buying in the just ended parliamentary primaries in the East Ayawaso constituency. The statements referenced a similar statement issued by the General Secretary of our party, Fifi Fiavekwete, condemning the allegations and calling for an investigation into it. And your chairman, then Saka a release nearby, President John Dramani Mahama, a calling of as a High Commissioner to Nigeria. Then Saka can be, or Sanso Saka a General Secretary Fifi Abekweti ono so ne nsemo a ode betu dwa ewa abonten no eno so ne nsa akabi na wasan so ate say ya start a omo be start aye investigations ewo ne me course no say I wish to state categorically that I Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed have not engaged in any vote buying or election malpractices, and I pledge to avail myself to assist the party in its investigation into the subject matter anytime. I want to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President for the honor done me and the opportunity to serve my country as Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. Finally, I sincerely thank the NDC in the Ayawaso East for the confidence reposed in me to lead them into the main by-elections scheduled for March 3, 2026. Thank you, signed Baba Jamal Ahmed Esquire. And you know, Nessamwa or the air to dra and no society. We be na puna to investigation be a wopesa ye no obeboa na nhwehwemu no akoso ewo ehonom osanso da ayawaso fo no ayawaso East constituency no do mase se mode confidence kese sei ahye ni mu se onko no nkoye adwuma emfa emwa ayawaso East constituency no ewo ho nti Baba Jamal ne nsemu a ode atudwa ewo ehono no 23rd March 2026 se BBNC na Baba Jamal Ayawaso East NDC omo primaries omo asan ko to abani bio dia na yes 3rd March another by election because a lot of by elections and NDC by no akoso and eguso ekoso ewo honom a 3rd March for ebesan so ato from ewo honom enti we any updates free the NDC any Ayawaso East mo primary so mo koye no update na dey free honum ye dey mamo quickly yen call the new patriotic party prophecies be call so we meet you say a prophecy because nkomo bi call so e ma omo to aba ni wie ye no a manifest and as abam e wo honum ohene be se edu e de nsem bi to dwa prior to 31st January primaries election MPP for eye na wotwe twamu no omo eye ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia edi nkunim na ono nsem odi to dwa kiremu a na omo hyehyem me se omo sumfidie bebre e de ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sen ko be hwe ase omo started no mo ebo Kennedy abaso se ono na betimi awini ama omo ni nyina echi no anye ye na okasafa ho sese no anye na se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wini a enye MPP for motum was na mo hwe se ye be start ya launch investigations se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia chiche sika wakodi boni bi owia election nim ni ade ama OSP ebema OSP aba be hwehwe ni nsemu yenkotie ensemu a odi etu dwa no because somewhere 20th January no this ansem ni tu dwa owie ye 31st January ye koto aba ni wie ye somewhere 2 weeks down the line OSP aba abe confirm say omo hwehwe election ne mu tie yenkohwe ye ensemu a ohene be say edi tu dwa proud to election no emra sese
se oye party ni na wadwene ye o say ye to aba ni wie a revise your news ya prepare nkofo ho ya prepare nkofo ho Dr. Bawumia wini wi a some of them will come out Dr. Bawumia ma me bribe o ma me sika sei and then ombeka wi a ye betua sika media for bi they will make an issue out of it o ho a yokoni OSP say ye investigate Dr. Bawumia for bribery allegation and then a date 20th January momo the date into the omo yari nyina say a failure na already one touch hands down na ya nko run offer show down me say ya prepare nkofo ato ho the way they will crowd the message what ya obejedi and somewhere ombabeka afa Dr. Bawumia ho me na me Dr. Bawumia nipa no anya nyina so e de dada say ampa no e nipa o ma me koye nyema ABCD o ma me bribe o ma me sika wei o ma yakodi boni wei o ma yakoye say from our own party people na the way they will carve the message obejedi
Enti ohene ba sie do den 72 twa kire mu somewhere 20th January 31st January so by my yeto aba ne wieye Emma sisi currently yadin kama mo update na about we'll go through and confirm in this update say OSP the release about kire mu a oba behwehwe ensem a ekoso no mu say there has been some bribery allegations bi there has been some votes buying near ade the New Patriotic Party omo primaries are omo 31st January no and quickly the area OSP the release or the buy no we are kan kakra bi just to confirm say yes after a year ohene be se do nsem o de to dwa no aba abeto abontin say OSP ehwehwemti we a public notice office of the special prosecutor. The office of the special prosecutor OSP has commenced investigation in respect of the New Patriotic Party NPP presidential primaries conducted on 31st January 2026. On 7th February 2026, the OSP commenced real-time investigation in respect of the National Democratic Congress parliamentary primaries at the Ayawaso East constituency. And the investigations focus on allegations of vote buying, vote selling, and the sources of funding of the alleged corrupt act. Enti omumi enu no said edi kakan no OSP dey beto dwa say oba be investigations wo ehonom. A lot of people are confused say den and OSP twen ya ma NDC for election ni to form and san na obe kirem say MPP so or ye investigations wo ho. Enti sem ohene ba asiedu e de eto dwa wo ehonom somewhere January 20th no na ekira the confirmation from the OSP public release ayekokan ma mo no de atwaso de amamo eho no enti ye twaso ne yakoyanima enim se Ghana ha no mrofo dodo na ebi atu abetena ha se ya omo ye adwuma ewo ha se na one foreigner oti Ghana had nsem bi atudwa also on tiase. How do people survive in Ghana? Ghana is more expensive than even Singapore. Enti yanko tie sa video no somewhere foreigner di tudwa ye ba ne aba be chechemu kakra e de amamo nti yanko ne mra sisi.
You live in Ghana? I have a genuine question for you. By the way, I just moved here like a month ago. Why is Ghana very expensive? Like when it comes to transportation, getting cabs, ordering groceries, ordering food, everything is so overpriced. And I'm saying this as someone who has lived in many expensive countries. Like I lived in Singapore. And trust me, Ghana is more expensive in many things. Like for example, if I want to order myself a meal through Bolt, I have to pay like 170 cedis for a meal that's very decent and does not fill me up. So this has me wondering, the people with lower incomes, how do they manage to survive when living costs are very expensive here?
Alright, enti samno na yede emamo no abranti ani kiremu a Ghana is very expensive. Low income earners and our middle income earners, middle class one. How do you survive in Ghana here? Okasa ya fa eye taxi ho obefa taxi, oba transportation, rent, eduani diemu, and even tourism because say oko tourist site bi nesa ye beton nsuo ba kwa ma obi 20 Ghana cedis a ye emfa so wo te Ghana ha wo ye temamuni de ye to ma broni 20 Ghana cedis na no abi na so beton 20 Ghana cedis. So middle income earners, low income earners, how do you survive in Ghana? And no any some branch and need to dwa on the odwene ho a Ghana is more expensive even than Singapore and some other countries. Said ye see ye niema wa ha ye sika tuamu any niema ekoso wa ha no yo hu ni say Ghana is very very expensive. Ehonom ti ono de obomo amote Ghana no oboma baso because mo ya de say ote Ghana ha niema ekoso nyina with the NDC omo niema omo ye nyina ne ade dollar ba form ne ade still amount for fili say omo amasitire mu ye den. People were relating this to our micro and our macro economy because Omuhuni said the NDC adwuma omo ye nyina is in relation to the macro. Oka ne kese mu aban ye ka Ghana nyina sika bomu a in international bodies no. How do we put Ghana out there? The entire Ghana economy ni ye kama boy abosia e betimi atua esi ye neka we ni atua we ni atua free ho debt to GDP na no so ye boy ho modern ni ade. Na eno no nyina mu no it doesn't reflect our temamuni no ni bottom The micro sector of the economy is where the person goes out and buy things with his money. Otua electricity, the effect hasn't been seen there. And no enama branch Ghana has become very expensive. Living in Ghana here, very expensive. And you know, any update if you want one ye de mamo na ye can about the men can say the NPP omo ensemo na omo edi ebe to dwa about OSP there ewo honom na wo kiremu a ohene be se edu nsem no kiremu na ye say de okan ye no eno na abam pepe some odi to dwa o see ebimo they are very close to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They will come out and say ye mani sika bribe will be koso ye maomu sika say so omunko say and nipa no be ka asem no. There is no doubt because the person is close to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enti ugina chinyi enye and you see after the NDC omu fairly say omu ebe stop Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to ascend the throne as the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. No, there are other plans. They want to use the judicial system of Ghana to fight Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And you know, ama investigations the OSP diabetudja say almost started from 7th February and almost starting investigations normally release about almost also the account say there is a real-time investigation ongoing about NDC there course why was east, you know. That is the update akoye asem ewo ehonum yes from the NDC to the NPP ayawaso east 3rd March by election ebekoso no updates na yede amamo no quickly no yento so na yenko yebeko kaswa abrante bi wo kaswa wakopiem ewo prison almost ono na the shortest man in kaswa na the enti akoy kopiem wo prison ama na 10 years ebi mu de toto evangelist Patricia de no ho a mame agrada de no ho a ebi mu si omonte ase and they want the law to be explained to them. Say obi 70 cedis ye de no 10 years obi so de ye de no 15 ye ko ba ya teso ama no 1 year yenko tie the shortest man in Kaswa. What has happened to him prisons? Crime check ni emra sese
Miami crew Kaswa aho na free Ahmed bia boko de sa na wo ye den wo prison ha
the Korea master cement and edim be di ha
Korea master cement na wo ahode a ye de cement
mene na ni eduma kakra
anya se okoswa na wo wi ana se
na me kofa e fini demo ala de be cheme
na wo kofa free ne dem menti ase obetima cheche mu kakra na ya najo ana wa bi dan
na ya najo ana me kofa free ne dem
wo tame ye
pacha me tame
one bag wo de ye den
ya ka me koton
ana one bag de wo koton ahe na benya
manya kra 70 ana 80
ana 80
pacha
na cement no ne dan o dam na o de ku
Davi ni chem kakra ha na odugu opakegu
na bone be na master na yewa okuwia ne sene
me ne ko ejuma won twa me kai
untwa okay
won twa me ka
e de ejuma na o yema no
ono ye mesi na me ye lebra.
And yes, the shortest man in Kaswa and Samo de Tuja, and I could see yes, see ye did not 10 years because we are the master cement. A branch who has said you city obey the pan was cement. Minim the Oswano, say or cotton cement now as at that time no or toa, then go benya 70 and as 80 cities. And unti say the branch and Akotum, I did not go 10 years. A bimo dream one as said the law. I was see etimi churchrem ewo ehonum na mame agrada nsem ya okokumase a there was a survey ya bisa amanfo say 15 years a ya te so 14 amana beka 1 year no mo no mo dwene ho sei ama amanfo de omo nsem etudwa ewo ho ntie be kona quickly ni akwakotie Kumasi for how they reacted to Mami Agrada ni jail term reduction a 15 years about 1 year no ni emra sisi ye ba there is more update to ni jail term na you reduce you know ebi still na ebi so omo ntie ase they are petitioning the chief justice say on san hwensem ni mu bio yenko Kumasi ni emra sisi ye
na ne kredi e nia di kura na de te bi kwa ni am 50 years na de te Agrada de ya tini die ni
Truthfulness does not work in Ghana. Why have they reduced Agrada's sentence to 1 year and she is even halfway through? She's a scammer. 1 year is too small. They should give her 20 years.
It's a ban no nya hu bibi ma yes na mo onyi ni sese wan ye de esu akora yes no fani to 20 years
won twa ni ye wode nyankopɔ mu edi nsuro edi achinchin kofo edi ansam sika ade bia wo ye bia.
She should be careful.
Kumasi for bi na mo kyerɛ mu a ɔwon tie ase sɛ Agrada a wɔchinchim awanfo agye omu sika ne ante yɛde ne kɔtom 15 years na yasanso agyan no ɛwɔ hɔnom ode toto kaso abrante yi de hu a ɔno de no 80 Ghana cedis anase 70 cedis ɔno yɛde na kɔtom 10 years abrante no da so twirim ebi mu bisa sɛ yɛde na otimi mpokra so asement no so ɔkɔtɔn na boss yi abrante yi unhu ne mɔbɔ na o fanche no still na odi no akwa etimi akwa kotum ewo ehonom enti no any update if you honom a ye de apremu na ye ko Mami Agrada de no so a ye besa de honom update ade amamo because some guys enkofuko bia start kasa to petition chief justice ne se onhwehwe ensem ni mu bio na ye hwe se de enema no esitie because omudwene ho a omo enti ase se obi ayama no 15 years now all of a sudden yet so man about 14 no omo ntiase because emra no sometimes omo agasa ntiase they need explanations yamra ne metire omumu say eye den na obi timiji amanfo sika ye hu say nipa this person has defrauded people by false pretense any ade ewo honom charges be bredi bo nipa no yetimi akwa akote so amanaka 14 amanaka 1 yati 14 every so amanaka 1 na obi so de 70 Ghana cedis nti abrantia no 10 years oniska kro ko fa lawyer say lawyer enko ya piumpo ma no enji ono sa no 10 wo betwa akosi 3 say twan ewo honom Samson Anyenini edensam ebetu dwa no tiremu ono so se won tiase kra se omo hweye ema yeyi 14 years edi free Nana Agrada evangelist mama part yeyi 14 years di free ni 15 years no so ma de ka 1 tie enko ne entie Samson ne sem odi tu dwa kakra ye ba ye be kasa won kakra de amamo.
What is wrong with you, dear Attorney General? This is not where you sit back and say, oh, I did my case, got her 15 years and a court has reduced it to 1 year, so my job is done. No. We, the state, who have hired you to work, require you to take this case up to the Court of Appeal and get this sentence reversed. The judge, in any case, said that the conviction was correct, that the circuit court judge did no wrong. Why were the thresholds set for first-degree felony, second-degree felony, and, misdemeanor? Why was the threshold set for misdemeanor for somebody to be put into jail not more than 3 years? Misdemeanor. And the person was charged and convicted on 1 misdemeanor and 1 second-degree felony. If you are going by what the old provision is, they should not go to jail for more than 10 years. The threshold is not for nothing. If the state does not appeal this reduction, it signals an abdication of its duty to protect the public from such spiritual predators. We cannot build a society where the high profile and the repentant get a pass. I mean the repentant unquote. Get a pass, while the poor rot in jail for stealing a goat. AG, it is time to act, overturn this sledgehammer ruling, and restore the teeth to our criminal justice system. And that.
Enti eno ene Samson anyenini ono so ne nsem a ode etu dwa kire mu a eni kwa se omo relax se omo de omo sentence aba na ye obi court bi so atimi ahwa akote so wo honom enye saa na adwuma ne ye no enti omo hwe na omo endi hu dwuma omo san recall case no na omo san reinstate 15 years jail term omo de maame no because odwene hu ba bia onti ase wo ho na ohwe maame ni case na amafo di nchiremu dodo na ba chiremu se de eye court ne ye anaso mote 14 years free so no say ne kwan so no because nipa dodo omukogu na sorry dem ho se maame na buo mafa so waje omusika obema omu eye 100,000 200,000 plus amom de akoye business ne ade no ye pe omanfo mo ma be testify say ampa maame na je sika emu tu pe ne bae enti ewom se de aka ne ye de bo no de oba Ghana hanso so a si ekasa obi akofrodi obi a we don't have a minimum jail term so ye wakofrodi obi nti ema this number of years se kodem ana say this number of years se kodem enti eno no not that one notwithstanding no omo check ye hwe ya hu se nipa mienu pe na be testify nipa tu no so be testify no case kan bomu a 1,000 Ghana cedis obi ase ne de wo 500 enti se only 1,000 Ghana cedis nessa nunti yegina so de obi kom 15 years a na emse court ne hwe mu ahu se emse na doso eno na ma appeal no omo ekoye ye no etimi egina mu so these are some explanations ebi mu ede ba ye because in as much as say na ye ka se nipa ne doso omo kogu asori dem ho ye pa dansi ni obi empie omu nyina ama omo kwa asori dem ma ejiji omu sika ebi mu fere so ma be gina ha be ka se maami agrada agi sika fere ne ani wo nti dodo na ama emu tu pe de bae tu na bae no so eno na court ni be gina so e de ahwe na asem na oka no enti first o man 15 years no na yes omu ko hwehwe mu na yes o so omu ye den omu ete so nti appeal the lawyers for no koye exactly 2 days after the 15 years sentence no somewhere July 5th no omu koye boso 6-7 months down the line ometimi enya appeal no de ama maami agrada ama sisi ateso de ama no wo hono mu a lot of people are not happy but then court no aye omadwuma said they also omoye no and in some way ebobo ba kire mu a wan hwe abai is it 8th March or 3rd March thereabout maami agrada betimi apie na wasaba not just was 1 year no ehwie wo honom and yes people and as more supporting no they will be very very happy ewo honom na yeko yanim na yede nsam no amamo a Catherine enti Ghana music industry and some eboboba efri ho no mare ho sem ayensa aka ene se ebo Taylor, Ebo Taylor, now or can say an influential Ghanaian high life artist and as a musician, has say Papano were free at the age of 90 years. Papano ni pictures and a screens no so awesome I saka hremu Papano free at the age of a year 90 years. Ho enum Papano ono ni early ages no on it bands adodona and including the friend band be near friend Discharges omo ewo honom Broadway dance band omo nyina and now gaining a reputation, distinctive guitar style and detailed arrangements ono ne nyom said o si hye no anyhow I was born guitar one was guitar ni kuta no said o special born there at a point he was merging high life with Afrobeat back then. Ewo hono na papa no nyom na ento form kra ewo ho akoya rehosem ewo hono menti BBC na omodi release we eba ya almost say influential Ghanaian high life musician Ebo Taylor has died at the age of 90 years. Papa no wakobi pa 90 years there. Obetimi aka say Papa no akobi. In the last 25 years of his life, his music was rediscovered by a global audience with the release of tracks like Love and Death, his reflection on relationships and mortality, driving a fresh host of fans. Enti ne nyum de dodo na no obo nyum bi te say feeling obo obra achede ewo honom uncle Ebo Taylor any Pat Thomas so a collaboration be so ewo so on your screens amount for dodo na dey omu tribute eba about Ebo Taylor Papa Wanyane baby because he preach about the legend today and forever. Rest in peace to the truth legendary uncle Ebo Taylor ewo honti ono as at age 90 no amount for koye ekosra no ewo ho no me no wo screens no so ana o hwe no ewo ho amount for kosra na omo ene ne edin komo. So yes, on your screens kojo buache kosra no ewo ho no mo ana omo ene no edin komo. Nti quickly nyewa go here in his 90 years and near my bane and not of them some of the visits no we have some of the videos quickly. I'm going to go here Uncle Ebo Taylor Ghanaian musician our film at the age of 19 CCA. That was some of the videos you ko share here ewo papa ni fie abra ebi mu ekọ ni fie ko sha no a very nice place na what ACC honom ewo honom yes eji papa no nyum no sele na me gbo keka no obo bi ti say disco high life obo palava obo obi dowo a ene nyum bebre oye collaborations do na with bands akese and oni omo ebobo enyum no. There was a formative period in Taylor's musical development. Started somewhere in the 1960s. Otu kwan call London honum and okosua music okosua nyum wo honum ti ono said that music as a course London. And also so Juma alongside with some African musicians including Fela Kuti. Say unim Fela Kuti one also so Nigerian one no so collaborations do na honum omo collaboration no omo so their collaboration is now viewed as part of a wider exchange of ideas that helped shape Afrobeat. The Jenna fella would later bring to international attention with High Life playing a significant role in its musical foundation. And also another updater and also there has been a lot of reports in be better to screens no so the amamo just to confirm say Uncle Ebo Taylor at the age of 90 years with Frimo Ejai Hoko area on his return to Ghana after so music London or Ghana, Numa Ben or collaborations Ben or and Yum Ben na Papano Edebaya and Sana Ojaye Honum Akon. A lot of media houses or more aposty or more reports about this particular sudden death of Uncle Ebo Taylor. Now quickly, before I bury some of the releases Nibino, on his return to Ghana Taylor became a sought-after band leader, arranger, and producer, working with some of the country's most respected artists, including Pat Thomas and then CK Man. And the Pat Thomas ni CK Man oni omo eye adwuma in as much as sen na oye high life artist no onu ankasa so na oye band leader. And the so obebo nyom ewe yase program kese a obehia live band na ope leader na obehia eye Uncle Ebo Taylor. Enti ono oba back to Ghana no njumedie ni bia obe eye eno no, reflecting on his own influences or the same to just say, with the advent of James Brown and funk music, there was the opportunity to develop high life music. Fela did a lot of work introducing the funk into the Yoruba music, while comparatively I did almost the same thing in Ghana. And after say on the Fela Kuti omuko share ewo eye London omu eye minka say collaborations bebre esua niema bebre no we echo back to the country echo introduce high life kakra ho ono so ba Ghana ebe introduce eye high life no more into eye Ghanaian music ewo honom tie no any Uncle Ebo Taylor oba back to Ghana no the tumedie ni bia oba ebe diye ewo honom. And he was also adding some towards the end of the last century and the beginning of this, Taylor spends more time teaching music at the University of Ghana and working on other people's outputs, the New York Times reported. And after so by, he also became a lecturer of music at Legon, University of Ghana. And also so ye jumedie ni bi obaye obedi enti Uncle Ebo Taylor the jumedie ni bi ena ye bobo so ede amamo no in as much as say or ye collaborations bebre or merging high life with Afrobeat or sanso ba Ghana ha no okọ University of Ghana esanso ekọkire ade ewo ho as a music lecturer ewo honom. But he then returned to the studio as his new recordings began to attract attention well into latter life, with albums such as Love and Death, Apia Kwa Bridge, and Yanara, reinforcing his standing as one of Ghana's most important musical figures. And Uncle Ebo Taylor and down with screens this one okuta ne jota kama at the age of 90. Papa no to say nimranti bremu no na oye nice man because time anu enyini and he said you sit any ade. So this man in this picture he was on stage and now performing UK honum and we also a very nice picture, one of his music videos and share honum no akoye arehosem honum. In his tributes, top Ghanaian music producers men kind of says somewhere ne old in 90 years 85 86 87 up to 90 years no and an papa no AD asa ewo hono nti a lot of tributes and a pass it through or more amano yako amane shedden rest in peace ewo honum. We lost a legend whose contribution to music has created worldwide ripples. I take solace in the fact that I witnessed greatness in Uncle Ebo Taylor's art form. Rest in power, singer and rapper Black Sherif as also Eddie ne tribute and so ebaye ewo honum. Na ye Anof, what did Anof as also ekaye? Oh, he is a Ghanaian top music producer, Panji Anof. And also the name to Jose. He will sit with us, eat with us, and drink and chill with us. Some nearly 50 years his junior, as though we were all peers. He could relate with everybody, and if anybody ever needed a melody, Uncle Ebo will just plug in a guitar and show them the way. And if Papa no o share a Anof ne tribute to the man na Papa no obia or no bet na say. No matter how many years older when you need chain or no bet na say as say only a pet. Na wachira wo niema arrangement of songs or be boa no aye se wo ye wonyum na ope bibi kakra bi afri no ho de ahyem ama wa you just plug in his guitar wa start a sweet melodies obetimi de aka wonyum no ho ama na ayeye nti a lot of tributes and adodo na de aba about Uncle Ebo Ghana for omo ahwere no ewo honom no yes amount for dodo na na ama papa no ebusua so akọ ewo ho across Ghana. Okay, he will be remembered as one of our greatest musicians ever, as a man who strove to put Ghanaian music, as a man who strove to put Ghanaian music on the global map at a time when other genres of music were prominent. A presidential spokesperson Ofosu Kwakye told the BBC's, and yes, and some dodo na amount for the akwakwa ade atudwa about Uncle Ebo Taylor ewo honum, and quickly no ye be kone akwa this particular video on Uncle Ebo ewo honum. Then quickly we'll move to our next story ewo honum. So RIP to the legend Uncle Ebo Taylor ewo honum akwakwa ye. Still in the Ghana music industry, somewhere 8 years ago, 2018, 8th February, Enna Ebony Reigns, Priscilla, Ohima Priscilla, Efrimu, Yaya Ewo Ghana has say in 2018, 8 years down the line. Afibia ebusiane ko Ebony Reigns ne nane so na omo ene ni kodin komo. They are making look as if said the lady is still alive. Afibia no they visit her to say they omo celebrating the birthday no na mum we ni year and I say afia ye make an so free mu ye kosie no ebusianfo akona ne so afi so on February 8th akọ ene no akodin komo akobon payama no asan so the same dodo na to nanim so onhwe na ontwa nani no mehwe abusua no. That was the kind of bond that ne papa edi kire mu ewo honom kire say ababa ye part of the family say omo de till ewiase beba na wiye no afibia ombeko Ebony ne naso na omo akwakohwe no na omo akwakochia no enso so ewo honom. It is the 8th anniversary of Ebony Reigns 8th February family no ekopie ewo ne nane so ewo ho. Quickly ni yebeko ne akwakohwe what really transpired at the cemetery na ye de enso so And that was the family of Ebony Rains. Omoko PM ewo ne nane so a omoko ye ekohwe no kochia no ene ni kodidi nkomo ne papa de o kire mu ono de ono no etaidi nkomo pa nti quickly ne yensan ko na yenkohwe family no omo appearance wo cemetery ho ana se ye ho ne yenhwe de omo wo ho.
No bond we do. Don't worry. O mami wa ha, o mami nie. All over the place. Obiaba say, "Oh no, be encounter now in my name." Hey, sorry. Hey, make a wish. A privilege. Don't doubt it. Let me know that make it worse now. We just here there. We just there. Then we are just here. We are there. We there. Yeah, make it worse now. So believe. Yes. How many are going, sir? I didn't see. I am on the 16th. I obey you, as always. Yeah, and I said they can't, you know. Said they knew where they hear him. Dreamers. Yeah, fair duffel in the hundreds to come over, wine and dine with us. All on me. In your name, because we have a bond. And I do that because until I die, but even if I'm lost, they will take over because we have won. When I'm gone, I leave you with responsibility, a real responsibility for that matter. Very respectful, even if in your own small way you will celebrate this pretty person, Ohima, on the birthday. No two ways about that. You can't deny that even when I'm gone, because we have been born. That's how we did it. Sorry, but that's how we did it. We have born. Shall always have a born. We did it. So it's unfortunate. I leave you with a huge responsibility, but you take that because many of him we are here. We have a bond. We've always had a bond. It can be anything, though. But we don't care what they say. Because we say we know about bond. And I know we are pronouncing we bond. Even in the absence. It's about time we leave. Rest well. Do what you know do best. I count on you. Everyone here made a wish. Everyone there made a wish. Let their wish, the major ones, come to pass. And when next come in, they will realize that indeed we have won.
All right, so that was the family. Ne papa ne somebody to dra e wo ho no ma chire mo no. Also obeye sa anniversary de bia afibia obekọ Ebony Rains Presla kwaten ne nane so na wakwakodye de oyeye one abusuafo ene adofo nyina ebekọ no makopie mu honom osan so kire mu se 16th enso ye ne birthday eno so ya de ombehwe de ombeye de ama Presla kwaten Ebony Rains a ofiri mu 8 years enie no somewhere 2018 8 February na ofri mu a ekoye arehosem ewo ehonum. So on your screens is the queen herself, Ebony Reigns ofri mu 8 years ni abusuano still na omukọ ekosra no, making it look like says she's still alive or komo ho abribia enti emomo making sure said debi ombeko ne nane so na omo akwa no na ye nim say somewhere on the Sunyani Road 8th year February 2018 and okosra ne mame oye say omo esan so aba back one eye na damfo any driver baako omo efri hono ma omo ba omo edru kwan mu baabi na anwea egu kwan nim na wo so omo swerve omo ye so omo swerve na omo diko hia eye VIP bus a nyame amfafia ma etimi hwe eye Ghana de hye miensa na Ebony Reigns na oka ho ewo hono ma ekoye arehosem ewo hono ma enu nti abusua no de bia omo make sure say afibia omo be kɔ ne nane so na omo ne no akodi enkomo ewo hono studio na na omo ho akɔ kadwa kakra menka ne say omo aso akoye hye kakra ewo ho because Ghana Cocoa Board CEO Randy Abedi nsemi betu dwa as of November, December, January and I say you fan say be 4 months ni omo de omo cocoa say yen ton Ghana ye gi cocoa ni say be kwa ton no as now yen tua omo ka ama dodo na omo eho akere omo wo hono a omo start a stage some kind of mini demonstrations bia omo start send strong warnings the ama the NDC government omo ti aban mu President John Dramani Mahama ene na ban sesie na ene say Dennis Miracles Aboaje ene ye cocoa farmers ni bi ko hia ye bi mabubo ko jan ede omare hosem etutu dwa wo ho ebi mu 81 years old or the name betu dwa say na eni fi ya oye cocoa adwuma ohun bi sei da se ni cocoa beko na aban entua ne ka na ni nyina ne se aban no ekiremu a na Cocoa Board omu kiremu a first na omu call for syndicated loans edi fund eye omu ye pre-financing eji cocoa no na omu koton a omakotua those syndicated loans no na aban ne so ate ne faso a ewom no sa loans no one omu enya bio. Second option na omu sanso ye ne se omu to cocoa ndi free Ghana ban ho no na omu eye pre-finance no omu so edi sika ne mu 60% ba omu timi de anu bi mpo ekoye pre-finance ma cocoa crash for no timi je edi koma eye cocoa farmers no omaji cocoa na ba abre Ghana ban no makoton se si ayi omu a international market omu to Ghana cocoa no omu so ayo madwen se cocoa bono Ghana ye price no was so nti sa pre-financing 60% no omu so omaja itua. And she says, "I syndicated loans and come Ghana buy for Cocoa Board for pre-financing. Almost so almost toy cocoa on the international market. Almost so almost pre-financing 60% I was in Komutia and almost so Muntia. And the cocoa no ya jegu 4 months ni yentia cocoa farmers neka 81 years for Dodona or more or more they are considering so maybe or more sas and bema galamse for na or more a yusu ede aye galamse because Omun said no the offers are tempting. Sikane dosu chen cocoa no motono ewo ehonum no nti dodo na akasa omo esese enu ane omadwuma na sese yentu omo ka den eno mo nkoye. On the other part of Dennis Miracles Aboaje so den sem to dwa kire mu a enai NDC mpo omo se omo to cocoa mu no insignificant because tariffs ni ade cocoa farmers ni tuatua no enka omo antum mpo kra na nka enti eno ene nsem a Dennis Miracles Aboaje so edi to dwa enti a lot of the farmers were talking ewo a cocoa farmer omo nsemtrefo nhyiamu kese ema farmers dodo na ba ye de omo nsem ebe etu dwa ewo ho no ye nyina nim se Randy Abe ono so de nsem abetu dwa kiremu a they are working towards getting money to pay these farmers. NPP for so omo ntiase se for 4 months se musu di hu dwuma adwuma die be na mu di sika no wo he mumfa na mumfa ma farmers no na omo brand. Quickly we have series of videos ye bebo edi amamu a Dennis Miracles Aboaje akasa ema farmers dodo na so de omo nsem atudwa ewo honom ti yenko hwe ye videos no na yemra sisi e
ehwe ona bo se ono so break yama no ye nya abotire mana ono so ba home ba yenso ye di obia ye di kamafo obia ono ne ye kamafo eni ti se yanso ya fa pressure ankosi ni so a ono so beda oba lasinti ni ye di abesi so oni ye kamafo mahama so nti se entro ro twatire yan no enne de ye nyina ye ni ehu enti ye ni abeda ho enti opa sika no ono de opa onfa sika no ema yan opa so a only on Tiraso, Nemomuno, if you are carrying him, if you are any Abosome El Chrono, I saw you, and it's Yasu, a Criafo, Yanudia, me Batifia, on Coscu, many are Batifia on Coscu, and it is or no, Nemago Blochile, not to see Yama, Yantirasiana, and Yankosua, young grass of Fontino grass at the yard. And you are also a brand of Sua, or Behusa Yanso, Yanyabre.
Ukutapenia, also a gold, a 2 and no Hamaba can 120. Maybe you will be not acquired. It's this idea, and you do a cooperative. May president. Now, if you say, near Chom, you near baby da. Say, me mediate 1 year. And so, me say, you man, may say, maybe a mayor. It may you a cooperative. May president. Now, if you say, near Chom, you near baby da. Say, me mediate 1 year. And so, me say, you man, may say, maybe a mayor. Eti me ye adwuma na makoto mi koko na abusome nan untua me ka e de na opese me abrewa midi se adwuma be na me ye na me eti me sraban adesebe na de tumi ya pani chaw o ka se bre twam no beto koko no sister wanye kakra ni adwuma ye de yaje atom na kakra yaje atom so na wo fe sika yi mayen na ye be ni enti adesebe ani ye de to aben resre no Yes, Rano. Oh, Yamaya, no comedy, Yamatifie. Yamatifie, Menanum, Etitifie. Something Jessica Mano, and Wako. It's a Meslaban and Panitso. Need the across with the Yami Panitso. Well, Jessica, no, Shiaka Clamaya, what? Yes, for worth. We met to me, Ado. Met to me, not. Who could have here, or so a cold, a 2 and no Hamaba can 120. Maybe you will be not acquired. It's this idea, and you do
Coco now 2024, major 3,100 Ghana cedis. What am I major 3,100 Ghana cedis, Coco Queen, bag bottle barco. And Tiafan say, Afimuni Nano, it's a bag bottle edu. Next say 2024, never 31,310 million, maybe 31,000. And they almost my bottle barco say. Internet just say, and then 360 million. They say 50 million. I be on me boy. Na se me koto me cocoa bottle edu 2024. Na me be fie. Na se afimuni nyina me lights bila na me tua. 2,000 Ghana cedis. Na se ne o se o di ahon to ba ma brabom. Na o be to me cocoa bottle so e 36 million pe. Now, some pay jam electricity bill no 28%. But I'm going to tell you, it's a seminar. Afibiano, me 2,000 and 1,000 Ghana cedis 2024, and then 2026, me 1,280 Ghana cedis. That is a sika 5,000 now. The car home, and one I will pay when because me 2 light bill ni. Now me say 2 water bill now. I say 15% in the na me ko tua me ba na wo Lagos school fees na wato mu no wie na me tua hostel na wato mu no wie a me sika ni na e den na de ya kra ne se de ya ne se won aban we mu ne se yedim wo Ghana ha no na ka bo ebe ko soro a yesi petrol boy den ko soro enne for the first time in the history of my way abakose mu nyina aban we pe and you to me petrol so if you 14 cities so about 9 and so car walk kwa na yede and now kon kan ya so be to me do adwuma mu 8 o'clock this onya ne ahema 3 okodu adwuma no pon enwuma 5 a obedi fi na about 11 or that 12 no enya 3 or that 12 no enya 3 yes okon ebi mu huri fa ntokuro man so mu wura ka mu e we my we mu and so abai na se ye ho aton ye catch aban say aban ye man ewie training college na nurse ni ade na o makafie ye mu o say dollar abafem ye catch aban say aban. I was listening to the Kokobot CEO and I wasn't inspired because He said they are looking for solutions.
Isn't that assurance enough? I mean, he's telling the people that they're working around the clock to find solutions for them.
If you have a crisis that started as far back as November 2025, and we are in February 2026, and you are still telling the farmers that you are looking for solutions, that's not assurance. That is not encouraging. That is a sign of leadership in crisis, a sign of a leadership without a clue as to how to deal with the situation. 4 months, and you are still looking for a solution. One would have expected that the presser would outline what the solutions are after 4 months. And so you heard some of the farmers asking, if since November, we are in February, you are now looking for solutions, when would you find the solutions before you even come and outline the solutions to them? And that's a worry. And you know, they're about to enter the main crop season as well. And so it's a very, very worrying situation that I think that the government need to treat with all kind of agency that is required. Listen, these people have worked hard. We had the 81-year-old woman. She lives on a cocoa farm. She's worked hard. She's labored and gotten the output. All she needs is for government to pay her money so she can survive on it. And for 4 months, how is she supposed to survive? I was here as early as 5:30 a.m. and we went to other locations. And you can see clearly farms that have been brought down with galamseyers on site. And in most of their comments, you could also hear them say that, listen, the offers that are being made to us by galamseyers is tempting. And so if we would work so hard and the government would keep our cocoa beans and not give us our money, then we might as well cut down the cocoa and sell it to galamseyers. That for me is a worry. Cocoa farms outlive generations, and so it's a more sustainable economic venture than even gold mining, because most of the galamseyers, they mine, they leave the place, they move on. But cocoa farms, my grandfather has a cocoa farm that he inherited from his father, and today the cocoa farm is there at Infrano in the Ayeswano constituency. And that's why I was advocating to them and appealing to them that no matter how bad the situation is, they should not be tempted to sell off their cocoa farms to galamseyers for the sake of the generations unborn. What I'll tell the NDC government is that the complaints are real. We have come to the cocoa farm, we have listened to the farmers, and the complaints and the lamentations they are hearing on the airwaves is real. I've seen it with my eyes. It's not a makeup. It's something that the farmers, the Ghanaian cocoa farmers, are going through. They are experiencing high cost of living.